Every year, 1 in 691 children are born with an extra 21 chromosome. One may wonder why this is significant. When you are born with an extra 21 chromosome, you are more than likely born with what is called Down syndrome. According to National Down Syndrome Society, 400,000 Americans have Down syndrome, and 6,000 babies born each year also are diagnosed with Down syndrome. While still trying to figure out what exactly causes Down syndrome, parents can do things during pregnancy to find out if their child will have some type of abnormality. Taking a diagnostic test is something that can help parents prepare and educate themselves about living and raising a special needs child. In the pregnancy world, baby books are bought, cribs are built, and showers are thrown. Parents do so much in the 9 months in preparation for their healthy boy or girl. When doctors encourage parents to take the diagnostic test, it is not to ruin their hopes of having the healthy boy or girl, but to help them get started and to educate themselves if the chances are higher in the Down syndrome world. Raising children in general is a lot of work, but when you are raising a child with special needs, life can be a little more hectic. It gives you months to prepare on the types of food that they may need to eat, the schools that they may attend, and the therapies that they may or may not have to be a part of. Fresh out of college, I got a job at Down Syndrome of Louisville. I met hundreds of families that struggle every single day with how to raise their child the best way possible. One of the main questions that I usually asked when talking to the families was whether or not they were aware before if they were going to have a child with Down syndrome. Most families had decided not to do the test. They just preferred not to know, which is fine. But when the time comes, you might be blindsided. Parents are going to make mistakes regardless of their journey. But being able to prepare for something this big, it should be considered a blessing. I often spoke with parents that struggled with whether or not they should take the test. They struggled because they did not want their attitude to be affected by the results of the test. According to ABC News, 92% of women that take the diagnostic test and realize that they will have a child with Down syndrome decide to terminate. Something that is an individual choice, but can be heartbreaking for so many. Over the past 2 years, I have met families that have not taken the diagnostic test and that have been thankful. Thankful that they didn't know, and thankful that they didn't have the choice whether or not they should abort their child. Not taking the diagnostic test can help women fully appreciate their pregnancy. Their attitude is solely based on having a healthy child. Being educated about how to stay healthy and how to keep your baby healthy has nothing to do with the diagnostic test. Therefore, they do not see the need to take the test. When couples are young and active, they don't foresee something like this happening. When couples are older and still having children, they know that the risks are getting higher and higher by how old they might be. Although Down syndrome is the most genetic condition, there is still a choice on whether or not that you want to find out beforehand. After watching these families that I've grown to love struggle daily with their children, I encourage all women of all ages and of all race to take the diagnostic test while being pregnant. Being a parent can be a scary thing, but being a parent to a special needs child can be even more terrifying. It saddens me that the percentage of abortions are so high when finding out after the diagnostic test that your child may have Down syndrome. I am not encouraging abortion. I am encouraging education. I know that when I start having children, I want to prepare myself and know all that I can about my child before she or he gets here. Education is such a beautiful thing, and I truly believe that doctors encourage women to take the diagnostic test to help them educate themselves before starting the journey that they are about to embark on. Diagnostic testing is becoming part of the norm in this generation. People are stepping up and finding out everything they can about their child before he or she gets here. Taking the test is obviously an individual choice, and it varies couple to couple. Not knowing exactly what causes Down syndrome isn't the most comforting thing. But being able to prepare oneself for something like this can help ease the stress that one can carry during pregnancy. 6,000 babies are born every year with Down syndrome. 6,000 families affected and 6,000 new journeys. Being a part of that 6,000 is a beautiful thing. 6,000 birthdays celebrated and 6,000 smiles. Educate yourself by taking the diagnostic test before becoming a part of the 6,000.